Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome back to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And today it is our first one of 2024.
Woo! Here we are.
Yes, after a long 2 weeks off, we are back in the saddle. How does everyone feel after today's show?
I mean, it's like you're back into a routine, you know? I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I do for a living. I do this.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest. I think the hardest part is always what's always been the hard part. Waking up.
Getting up out of bed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like today was easy and I was like, toot, toot, toot. Tomorrow, I feel like I'm going to be like, hey, good Thursday morning. We're back, y'all.
It was rough. When that alarm hit, I was like, I've only been asleep for 1 literal minute. 1 minute I've been sleeping. Like
I know. And like my goal last night was to try to get to bed super early. But then I've been watching this damn TV show and it was like, it's one of those at the end of every episode, it's like, here's a big cliffhanger. And you're like, God damn it.
One more.
But you gotta watch, but you have to just pull the plug.
I know.
Stop.
So here's what I did is my plan was to be in bed by like 7:45, 8. It was like 8:15 and I was like in the middle of an episode. And I'm like, you know what? Let me stop in a non-exciting part right now.
Yeah.
So I don't get to the end, because you know when you get to the end, you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta know what's gonna happen next.
It hooks you back in.
So I stopped in the middle. All right. So before we get to like what happened over our breaks, we just got a nice little message here. From Danielle and Stefan. I think it's a little Christmas card.
I love a good Christmas card.
Right as we were starting, Miss Bobby, our office manager, walked in with it. That's why I got up real quick. Oh, this is so cute. It's their Christmas card. Let's see if you can see it.
I feel like they usually send Christmas cards. That's so nice.
I love it.
Thank you. It's so funny. So we were gone from. Well, I take that back. We left right after we were done with break, or when we got on break. And so we came home on Christmas Day, to Charlotte, and then we left the next day. So we had like 2 Christmas cards in the mail. I think everybody was late this year, because then when I got back yesterday and went to the mailbox, we had like 10 Christmas cards. I'm like, everybody was running late this year.
Yeah, I think so too. And also I think fewer people sent them this year. Or maybe sent them to me. I don't know. But I usually get a lot, but I didn't get quite as many this year. And they were all seemingly at the last minute.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Absolutely. I just feel like, I wonder if that's one of those traditions that's going to like slowly phase out, because it's just feels like a lot sometimes to do it. But we did sort of like a postcard, sort of what you did, Holly, where we like did like, here's what happened this year, and whatnot. And when we were in Buffalo, a lot of people were commenting on it, and they were like, you saw Taylor Swift and Beyonce?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, girl, I did.
You're like, of course I'm going to put that in my Christmas card. Thank you.
So Holly, how was your Christmas break? What did you do?
What did we do? So I feel like I should have my phone open looking at pictures, because like
that's what I'm doing.
That's
what I'm doing.
Holy
it
moly.
has faded.
Right? Like it's like that was kind of a long time to be gone from what we normally do, which is fine. I just don't always remember what we do. When was this? We were gone from about so like the 20th. All right. So well, first let me say, I feel like we filled December with so much Christmas spirit. Like we were on it with Christmas this year. We went to Enchant in St. Pete. We went to like just a lot. We did a lot. We had Christmas karaoke with friends that came over, where they brought their karaoke equipment, and the rule was it had to be Christmas. And that really got us into it. We watched all of the Christmas movies that are sort of like must watches for me. And there's the big 3, which is like Love Actually, The Holiday, and Family Stone. Watched all of those. Don't always get to all of them every year. Watched a bunch of the Christmas specials that I used to love when I was a kid, and I made Maya sit through all of those. And then we also, on Christmas Day, ended up watching Die Hard, which I guess I have never seen. And so I was like, a little bit of wine, and I was like, I will figure out if this is a Christmas movie or not. And by the end of the movie, yes, I was doing the Lord's work, because I know it's a hotly debated topic: is Die Hard a Christmas movie or no? And I decided that it was. It was, even though at the end of the movie, I got a little fuzzy because I had kept drinking the wine. When I say wine, I'm straight lying to you. I was drinking my Trulies. I don't know. I feel trashy when I say that, but I was having my Trulies. I don't know. It just seems so much more fancier to be like, I was having wine. No, I was not wine. I don't even drink wine anymore, basically. But anyway, I thought it was a Christmas movie because I feel like, has either one of you seen Die Hard?
Years ago. It's been a long time. So I couldn't even tell you like what the premise is.
Well, that's what I was like, have I really never seen this movie? I don't know. But just in case you've never seen it, it's literally like an action movie starring Bruce Willis as like these terrorists are trying to take over this office building or whatever.
Okay.
And so the argument is it a Christmas movie or not? Because I'm assuming the people that argue it's not, it just happens to be set at Christmas time. Christmas is not really part of the terrorist plot.
Right.
But I actually do think it adds to the plot that it's Christmas time. Because Bruce Willis wouldn't have even been at that office building in the first place had he not been trying to reconnect with his wife over Christmas. They're like separated.
It's a theme.
It's a theme.
Right.
When do you get back together with family? At Christmas. Also, I'm assuming, this is where I get a little fuzzy, because sometimes action movies, I find it hard to follow the plot because there's just like a lot of fast talking and like way more action. And I'm like, who's stealing from who? Like,
right.
I don't know why, but I find it sometimes difficult to follow the plot of an action movie. But I'm assuming they were doing it at that time because it might have been an easier break-in over the holidays when there weren't so many people with eyes on, people were on vacation, whatever. I'm just, and anytime I lost sight of the fact that Christmas was happening, something in the movie happened that pulled me back in. Even if it was a guy driving a car that was whistling a Christmas song. I'm like, there it is.
It's
there it is
Christmas.
again. So yes, I believe it is a Christmas movie. So we did all that. I went to Cleveland, Ohio, which is where I'm from. Right after Christmas, I took Maya to see my family. I thought, and apparently when I flew up to Cleveland for my mom's funeral back in March of last year, I had told everyone like I was going to come for Christmas and then forgot that I said that. So when I did come, everybody was like, we were wondering when you were gonna, thought it would be soon. Even my dad was like, I thought you would be here sooner. I'm like, I forgot I said it. Dad, I just said it and I forgot that I said that. Like,
that's the worst when you make plans like that. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna come see you in the spring. Like, I've said that to so many people. I'm like, I don't know who we're supposed to go. I think we're supposed to go everywhere. We're supposed to go to every state.
You're supposed to go to every town. You're just on a tour of towns. I fully forgot that I said that. So I'm glad I did end up going. But it was really nice. It was packed. There was not a free moment at all. I mean, the lunches and dinners were fully booked with like family and the couple friends I did get to see. But I'm really glad that we went. Just felt like it was the right thing to do. Plus, I got to see my brother on his birthday, which is just 2 days before mine. And then we'll see my dad, which was really nice.
How's old Tim O'Connor doing?
Seemed like he's doing pretty good. I would really love to go in his house, but he won't let us come in his house. And so I just want to.
Is he embarrassed?
Yeah, I think messy? So. I think it's a mess.
And
I know.
Right.
Like, I know it's a mess.
Right.
But maybe it's like more of a mess than I even imagined it is. And he's like, I can't have her coming up in this house. I don't know, but he won't let us go see it. And I wanted to, because that's actually the house that I grew up in from ages like 4 through 12. And so that's what the house he lives in. And I would have loved to have shown Maya like my bedroom, because I do guarantee that my bedroom and my brother's bedroom have not changed since we moved out of that house at age 12 when I was 12.
Nothing's been moved out?
No.
There's probably some real investment type of products in that room that you could just sell on eBay if it has not been touched. Like
some
what?
Beanie Babies from back in the
Yes.
day.
I know for a
What?
fact. I had like, and this is, I don't know whether I'm mad or it's fine that this happened, but in the basement of that house, that's where all my Barbies and stuff were. And I know that I boxed up and we cleared everything up. And then one day at some point I went back to the house when I could still go in it. And I think I played with the Barbies or something. And then I left them all out. There was a bar in the basement. And in back of the bar, there's shelves. And I left them all out in a row on this shelf. And then I was like, well, next time I come back, I'll put them all away. I never came back. I'm pretty sure there's an entire dusty ass row of Barbies on the bar that I just want to see it.
It's like 30 years. They've just been sitting there.
Correct.
Just waiting for Holly to come back. And they're like, we
Barbies
miss
with
you.
Layers
That's
of
so sad.
dust. It's sad, but then I'm like, why didn't I just keep them put away? Like stupid. But I just would love to see it. And I wanted to show Maya. And I just think that it's probably it's a bit of a mess, and that's fine. Like Tim can live however he wants to live. I'm not judging. I just wanted to see it. But he was like, no, it's a mess.
Do you
So
think
I
like
couldn't
if
go
you
in.
just showed up, like would your dad like pitch a fit? Because he, from what you've described, he is sort of pretty even keeled.
Yeah.
And even when I've met him, he just seems like doesn't get too happy,
Not
doesn't get too
ruffled.
mad. He's just there.
He's just he's
Yeah.
a solid
Yeah.
presence.
So if
I
you just
don't
like
know.
barged your way in and you just showed up and been like,
I'm
"Hey!"
afraid. I'm afraid. I don't know. What if I don't know what he would do? I just feel like he'd be like, no.
What if you show up with your brother? Like at least you have some sort of backup.
Maybe. Well, I mean, eventually we're gonna have to, right?
Right.
Like
Right,
we're
right.
gonna have to strong arm our way into that house to figure out what's going on. But I would just like to see it. I don't know. So maybe I'll have to talk to Patrick, but Patrick has zero interest. He's like, I'm not. He's like my dad. He's like, I'm not trying to get into his business. And I'm like, God, you
What
guys,
if
I
he's
just want to see my Barbies.
What if he's like Walter White?
Oh,
like
the Breaking Bad,
Breaking
selling meth.
Bad.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, he's like this big kingpin of meth in Cleveland, and you won't know until he passes, and then
Yes.
all of a sudden you inherit like millions of dollars, and you're like, Dad, what the fuck?
Good. Great.
Keep the Barbies.
Never mind. I don't care to see about the Barbies. Give me some of that.
She said, "Fuck the
Breaking-
house, bitch."
Fuck
Give
the
me some of that
memories.
Breaking Bad money. Okay. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it's fine. But yeah, it was really great to see him. So because I tried to get sneaky. I was like, maybe we could pop in real quick. He's like, no, it's a mess. I'm like,
Fine.
fine. So I couldn't go. But then so that was that. I had a great Christmas. It was so much more peaceful than last year's Christmas, which was the absolute beginning of the end for my mother. Just I can't explain, like just peaceful in that regard. Like so much less pressure and stress and panic and trauma. And so that's what I was really hoping for and looking forward to. And it really was. Like, did everything go perfectly at Christmas? No, but like it was still, I was just able to really focus on Maya, which is great. And I loved being able to do that. And then New Year's was really good. I thought my actual birthday is on New Year's Day. So we always have like a dinner on New Year's Eve. We ended up going to dinner on New Year's Day. And last year we did this like actual birthday party for me with karaoke and stuff. That was a funner time. But this was fine too. Just it was very chill and laid back. So I really appreciated sleeping in every day. It was so nice. But overall, it was really good.
I know when I texted you yesterday to stop by your house before I got on the flight back here to Charlotte,
Yeah.
and it was like, what, 8:45 maybe, and I was like, hey, and you're like, hey, I just woke up.
I did. No, it was like 9, Miguel. I slept until 9. The last several days of break, especially because Maya wasn't home yesterday, and nor was she home the day before. I slept in until like 9. I don't even know how.
Yeah,
My body needed it.
My body doesn't even do that anymore.
I know mine doesn't
My
either
goodness.
typically, but it did. And I was like, oh my God, that's really great. And so I see my one of my college best friends, Jessica, is on the comments. And we actually got to have dinner together, which I don't even know how long it had been since we had like actually gotten together and hung out. But we got to go have dinner together. Did I get a picture of us? No.
No.
Had lunch with my friend Katie. Did I get a picture of us? No. saw several cousins before I remembered that my phone has a camera attached to it. Like, I don't have any pictures. I have very few pictures of my time in Ohio, and I was mad about that. But anyway, so yeah, the whole thing. It was a good break for me, and I loved sleeping in till 9.
Now, producer Kelvin, you went to Miami to your hometown for your break. What happened?
Oof. I don't think much happened during that week. We stayed with Oscar's side of the family for that entire week. They live in Weston, which is kind of far from Miami Beach, and by far it's like 40 minutes.
That's far.
So we stayed in that area for the most part. I'm trying to think. I normally like to ask his family, hey, what would you like for me to bring? I usually bring the mac and cheese, but as of recent, like, it's just too much for them. And they're not overeaters, and they don't really care about mac and cheese that much. They have a few bites, and then I have a whole tin of a lot of food. So I was like, I'm not going to make that for you guys anymore. So I decided to do that for my sister's side of the family. Or I guess my sister's Christmas Eve dinner. And what happened? I think the only like drama, I guess, from that week was that in the beginning when I first got there, she was like, oh my God, go hang out with your friends. Like, you're only here for a little bit. So, go enjoy that time. And the next day I had to help my friend get settled into her new apartment and just catch up with her. And then I guess nobody communicated with my mother-in-law that we were going to spend Christmas Eve with my side of the family because we already spent Thanksgiving with you. And so that's like the fair thing to do. And so she was like, oh, I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, we're going to have dinner with them. And I'm making them mac and cheese. And she was like, oh, okay. And so she did, she's the same woman that I wanted to eat meat on Wednesday. And so she's very understanding. But at one point we were talking about, we had that Christmas Eve dinner and we came back and we still celebrated with them too. We just didn't eat. So it was kind of awkward. But we still had a really great Christmas with both families. And the next night, my sister invited me again to come back at the same time because she was barbecuing for another side of the family. I think my sister's wife's side of the family. And I told her, hey, we're going to have dinner with them again tomorrow. So just letting you know. And
you did Christmas Eve and Christmas Day?
Yes. Dinner. Both
dinners.
With your sister.
Yes.
And not with your fiance's family.
No.
Where you were
choose one,
staying
like
at their
Christmas Eve,
house?
Christmas Day?
No. So my sister, the day after Christmas Eve, we made a conscious decision to hang out with them in the daytime. So we went to the movies, we saw Aquaman 2, and we had family time. And then at night, she made the comment of, hey, so since you're not having dinner with us again, maybe we could, and I don't remember exactly what she said, but she made that comment and I was like, shit. I was like, okay, all right. So we started making plans. We went to the beach and we hung out. We made sure to have that time. But that was the only drama other than that of that week being there. Got to see some friends. We caught up. I had a full Kendall day. Went back to my hometown and went to Ale House, which was the pregame spot before going to Blue Martini in Kendall, which was closed. And that was really fun. That was really cool. Came back here to Charlotte. I think we really didn't do anything. I hosted New Year's for the first time in my apartment and had a full-blown Nicaraguan, New Year's with all the foods. And
are there certain foods that you have on New Year's Eve?
No, there's no tradition really for New Year's. I've never hosted. I've never done anything. But Nicaraguan style was very much like, gallo pinto, getting your carne asada, fried cheese, all the good stuff. And that was chaotic.
Will you be hosting again?
No.
Oh,
no, that is my first and last time.
Why?
It was just a lot. It was just a lot. A few family members, some few friends got a little too turned. And I am usually the person that gets too turned. But being the person that has to not take care. Nobody had to be taken care of, but you had to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
That was a little exhausting. And
what were they doing?
for example, one of my nieces, she's finally 21.
Mm.
And so you know how 21-year-olds get, you know,
especially on New Year's.
Exactly.
Oh, I just remember my 21st New Year's, and I'm just like, oh God, what a train wreck.
And I don't know if it's like my mind of like going from uncle to like your friend or like friend to uncle. It was just that weird mix of like, you're a baby to me. You're still 12. Yeah. But they're not. They're like in college and they're college graduates and they're 20, 21. So I don't know if that was bothering me per se, but yeah, that had happened. And that's pretty much it. Very chill week in Charlotte compared to in Miami.
So did anyone like throw up in your house or anything like that? Or did they make a mess on New Year's Eve?
My nephew kind of annoyed me a little bit. He was the first person to go up and sing karaoke, and he was drunk, and he wasn't, like I said, nobody was super messy. They were just loud. That's really what it was. I was overstimulated. So it wasn't anything bad, messy. Nobody dropped. The drop was he was singing and he dropped my microphone and it broke. And I love my fucking karaoke and I love my 2 mics. And now I don't have another mic. But then I got over it after a while. I was like, he's drunk and anything can be replaced. What was annoying to me was the fact that I was telling him, hey, you broke it. And he was like, and I was pulling out some extra mics. And he was like, oh, you have so many extra mics. And I was like, no, they don't work. It's for a different machine.
Yeah.
And that was that. That was the only drama. Like I said, nothing.
Were you doing this
major.
while he was drunk, though?
Yeah.
No. So he was like, everything's fine.
Yes. But you can't, like, it. People don't care when they're drunk. That's why drunk people do ridiculous things. They just don't care. He might care later on, but
I never got an apology. But it's fine. It's fine. Listen, I was 21 once too, a long time ago. So
it wasn't that long, bitch. It was not that long. Well, but it has been some time because there is a transformation that happens.
Yeah,
so it takes a minute,
and then you go through your 20s. That's the transformation.
Yeah. So until he grows out of that. But it's fine. It's fine. I can replace the microphone.
He said, you ain't welcome in my house.
Not with my mics. I got a karaoke machine for my birthday. I'm so excited about it.
Yes.
Just don't know how to make it work with the lyrics and the sound and all of it at the same time, but that's okay.
I potentially see some videos coming from Holly here in the future of her doing karaoke.
Maybe, but I gotta hold my phone to see the lyrics while I'm singing.
Oh, gotcha.
Just airplay it to the TV.
But then then the sound comes out of the TV, and I want the sound to come out of the karaoke box.
Oh, you want a full blown
because it sounds better.
Concert. I mean, yes.
Yes. I mean,
it's like I want a full orchestra behind me.
I want it to sound like I am performing in like an arena, not like I'm just singing along to my TV. Anyway, not the point. Not the point. I'm excited about it though.
My break was really fun. The first couple days we were just here in Charlotte, just hanging out and sort of getting ourselves together, just sort of decompressing from everything instead of just getting on a plane and going, which was really nice. But then Friday we flew up to Buffalo, New York, where Abe is from, and got to spend time with his family. And then we flew my mom up from Atlanta on Saturday. And immediately I was like, this is about to be a disaster.
Why disaster?
Of a time. So there's this big, and my mom's gonna hear this for the first time, and so get ready. So Abe was like, so I didn't tell you the full story about where I booked your mom to stay for this trip in Buffalo. And because I just saw like pictures of it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's this like old facility that they turned into this gorgeous hotel with like just huge ceilings, and it's historic, and it looks like a castle almost when you drive up to it. It's beautiful.
What?
Well, come to find out, this used to be a sane asylum back in the day, and it went dormant for like a decade. And then part of these like old northern cities like Buffalo, they're redoing different parts of the area to refurbish and use, like it's happening here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I was like, we cannot tell my mom.
No.
We cannot. She will literally not walk into the building. And he was like, I know, but it was like the closest hotel to where we were staying.
So we didn't have to like in somewhere.
No, girl, this is Buffalo, not Tampa. It's no. So but it's a beautiful place that's been transformed. And so I was like, okay, obviously we can't say anything. We just got to let it happen.
Yeah.
As soon as we drive up to the hotel, my mom is like, damn, this place looks creepy. Oh my God. And I was like, fuck me.
You're like, shut up. Shut up.
I
We're
was
not
like,
saying nothing.
and the whole time when we were checking her in, she was just looking up and she was like, man, these ceilings are really tall. I mean, I hadn't seen nobody in this hotel. Is there anybody here? I'm nervous. And I was like, and we just kept trying to like talk over her. And we were like, it is so pretty.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at these look at these vaulted ceilings and the buttresses.
And then like as he was checking her in, they had like this little a place where they had plaques and sort of old pictures.
You're like, don't look at that. That's nonsense. That's crazy.
We were walking her to her room. I basically was just like, nothing to see here, folks. Don't look at these pictures over here. Nothing to see.
Oh my God.
So then we got in a room and everything was great. And then that night we went out with Abe's brother and my sister-in-law. And my mom was like, I'm tired. I'm just going to stay in the hotel. So then around like 11:30, we're at the bar. She texts me and she's like, I'm a little scared. And we were like, why? Well, in the vent, there was like a green light that was blinking. And she was like, is someone spying on me? And I immediately was like, no, Mom, that's just the AC and the heater working.
Right.
I don't fucking know what that was.
Oh God.
And the whole weekend, she was like,
you booked her into American Horror Story Hotel or whatever. Like, what?
It was, I felt so bad. I was like, Mom, it's fine. It's fine. But then thankfully, when it was done, she was like, this was a beautiful hotel. It was, thank you so much for putting me up in such a nice, fancy place.
Well, there you go.
So when you hear this, Mom, I'm sorry, but I hope you had fun.
I would
so
love
mad.
for you to call her and tell her this.
Ooh.
She's gonna be so mad.
Wait.
I'd be so mad.
Please.
Wait. Okay, hold on. Let's call her. You know what? I should make Abe do it since he's the one that booked the place.
Well, it's lead with that.
Yeah.
I would lead with that.
I would definitely push the responsibility onto your
I
husband.
just found out.
Right.
I just found out. Then she's gonna come listen to the podcast and be like, "I've been lied to twice."
We can edit.
We never lied. We didn't say. We just said this is a refurbished hotel.
Honestly, don't, because now she's gonna be like at work or whatever and be stressed out.
No, she'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Let's see if she answers.
Hello.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
Hey, son. I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're on the podcast right now with Holly and producer Kelvin. Say hello.
Hey, Holly. Happy belated birthday. I am so sorry. You know, I call you every year on your birthday. It's just so much stuff going on.
No, I know.
Here we
Do
go.
not worry about it. But thank you very much for the birthday wishes and Happy New Year. Have Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
too.
all the
Thank you.
things.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Calvin.
Hey, Miss Angela, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
Stressing out
good.
for my job.
No.
I know that's right.
Well,
Yeah. What's
Mom.
going on with y'all today?
So I have to call and tell you something, because your instincts are always so great. So remember when we were in Buffalo, and what did you say about the hotel where we had you staying?
Oh, to the castle?
Yes.
Yeah, it was really creepy. It was nice. It was nice, but I don't want to stay there again. I'd rather sleep outside with Clifford.
Oh my God.
Sleep in bed with Clifford.
That's how bad it was. She doesn't even want to go in there. She'd rather sleep outside with the dog.
I mean, but it was a nice, I mean, it has great reviews.
Stop, Miguel,
a lot
stop,
of people
stop
stay
it right now.
All right.
Stop trying to build up this
It
hotel.
was nice. It was a really nice hotel, but it was just creepy as hell.
Mm.
I wonder.
So here's the thing that we have found out, Mother, is this hotel used to be an insane asylum that went dark.
You motherfuckers. What did you just say?
Yeah. See? Do you
What
see?
the fuck did you just say? That's why I've been fucked up ever since I've been back in Buffalo. Them folks slipped something in there when I was like that little green light. They was watching me the whole time I was in there. And y'all talking about some air conditioner, heat of flight. That's bullshit. And you hang up. Let me hang up.
No.
I told them not to call you during work. I told them.
Oh my God.
Okay, listen.
I would never put you in a place like that unless
Right.
it was necessary.
Unless
Are
it
you
was
trying to tell me
necessary.
something?
No, listen, Mom. It is one of the best rated hotels in Buffalo because of its
I don't
historic
give a shit.
nature.
I'm sitting here shaking. And
I know.
somebody could have been left as big as that place was. It could have been some crazy folks in that building.
Mom, that place
No.
has been open for like 5+ years, and everything has
don't
been
matter.
fine.
Have you heard of people sleeping in the attic, staying in the attic? They don't know that they there.
Well, that could happen anywhere. So I'm just
Somebody
saying,
was watching me. I know that's what that light was for.
Mom, nobody's watching you. It was
But you know
completely
what? I
fine.
gave them a show.
This has gone off the rails. I bet you did though.
I did, and you know what, Holly? It was right in front of the bed.
I bet it was. Well, if anything, I know that you are gonna do what you need to do. So I don't know what that green light was, but I'm hoping nobody was watching. But if they did, they did. So
Holly, tell Miguel to show you the picture.
I would like to see. I would like
And
to
you
see
tell
the
me
picture.
what it is. Where's the picture, Miguel?
Hold on.
Okay.
Miguel,
Hold on, give me a second. I got
picture.
You got me
Turn the
sweating.
light.
You better be. This is a. How
Oh.
dare you? How dare
I
you,
haven't been able
Miguel?
to breathe.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Hold on.
And now you gonna tell me. I knew something was wrong with that place.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's
All
got
the
a vibe.
reviews.
You don't think that
It
places
was
have
nobody.
vibes?
It was nobody staying there but me.
Mom, there
I
were
was the
people
only person-
there. There were people there. We saw
I
them.
didn't see anybody else. I didn't see anybody else.
Mhm.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna send the picture to Holly and Kelvin,
Okay, thank you.
and you can see the air conditioner light.
That's not an air conditioner light. They was recording me.
What is that light?
Plus, if they're recording you, recording
You see
lights
it,
are
huh?
always
that-
red.
That doesn't look like because usually recording is with red.
Yeah,
it's a red light.
When they record you, it's
Yeah.
always in red on any device. It's
Didn't you
never
just
green.
say this was an insane asylum? So daylight is green. Green mean they're recording. Red means stop.
I'll be honest with you though. I would have found like some kind of thing like
To cover
to Jimmy. No, I would have gotten because I'm not, obviously you don't travel with a screwdriver, but I would have got something to pull off that cover and to see what that green light was because I'm curious
Well, I
like
just
that.
gave you a show. So if y'all see me on what's that site? Pornhub. Ask them for money.
Yep,
They gotta pay for it.
yep.
Mom, it is always such a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm never
is-
disappointed.
Literally.
I'm so sorry that Miguel put you into that hotel though. That was rude.
I'm sorry. That is one of the best rated hotels in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. Okay.
She don't think too highly about Buffalo, New York right now.
I love you, Mom.
I love you more. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Bye.
you. But you know, wait, hold up.
Oh.
Overall, it was nice. I really, really enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
What,
But the next time, I'm sleeping in the car.
Yep.
What was the best part about the Buffalo trip?
Meeting all the Abe's family. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Everybody was so nice,
Yeah.
Wonderful.
and
That's
I
awesome.
love his mom and dad. Oh my God.
They are so funny.
They are a trip. Well, good. Well, I'm glad we got to have fun and spend, and you got to experience their Christmas Eve dinner because it's a big tradition in their family. So glad you got to have fun.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we got to run, Mom. Love you.
Yeah, I do too. Get back to this freaking job. Love you too.
Okay.
Bye.
You know what?
Oh.
Just kidding,
You
just
know
kidding.
what?
Yep.
After Pornhub, maybe I can go ahead and retire.
You might could.
Love
Like-
y'all. Bye.
Okay,
Love.
okay, bye.
Oh my God.
I wish that I could pitch.
She called you out on every single thing that you just said.
Listen,
The green light.
Listen, I want to pitch a reality show where my mom gets put into uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
Because her reaction to stuff is
it does not disappoint.
Never. No. So that was the highlight of the trip. I ain't got nothing else to talk about. Then that was like, I'm literally sweating right now. That was so funny. But the rest of the time it was great. We went to a cabin with my college friends. I got to watch them all watch Saltburn for the very first time. That is, if you just haven't watched Saltburn, like, obviously this is not a show or a movie that you should watch with your parents. Because I posted about it and then someone messaged me and they were like, oh, I was suggested this with my family. I'm like, do not watch this with your family.
Yeah.
Do not watch Saltburn with your family.
Yeah.
This is an adult only, but it's just so fucking good. And then because this was our first cabin trip without our friend Brandon who passed, there were lots of tears and emotions, and then the emotions just went sky high because we watched the Whitney Houston movie. And
I'm saying, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
We watched the Whitney Houston movie, not I made my friends watch the Whitney Houston movie.
Well, nobody wants to ever pick a movie, and everyone's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, well, bitch, I've been drinking all day, so I'm going to pick the goddamn movie, and it's going to be Whitney Houston.
I forgot that the Whitney Houston movie was out. I would have watched it.
It's on Netflix.
Dang, I gotta watch that one still.
It was so good. So freaking good. But then, of course, like that just like sent me on like my like, just because it was the end of the night and we had been drinking all day and I just like cried and I was like outside and I was just like looking up at the stars and it was just so pretty and I was like, and it was a moment, but it was a good, sometimes you just need to cry it out.
Yes.
I gotta get it out.
In my house, we always say crying is a good thing. Like,
yes.
We are criers and you have to. They've done scientific research on why it's actually physically, not just emotionally, but also physically good for you. So when in doubt, cry it out. That's what I say.
Yeah, it was good. And so then we, after the cabin, went to St. Pete, where we were there for the weekend and we threw a New Year's party. I do like throwing New Year's parties. Even though you always know going into it that your house is going to be trashed.
It is.
Because it's just people are there to have fun. And it's also a long drinking time. Because I read years ago when we hosted our first New Year's party that you should never, ever, ever have people over earlier than 9:30. Because you need people to like go eat and then come to you. Because if you do it any earlier, they're expecting that you're going to have like heavy food there.
Right.
And you want to shorten the drinking time as much as possible in your house. And so we do 9:30, knowing people don't show up till about 10. And so we didn't host it this year because our house is being rented that we have. Our friends Scott and Monica let us use their home and we sort of helped, or we did it together. So it was a really good time. Holly came with her fiance and Maya. So that was really fun. I will say I was a little sad because you've seen that meme before where it's like when you have kids or little brothers and sisters that like there'll be one time that you'll like hold them or pick them up or something and that'll be the last time that it'll happen and you don't know it.
Right.
And so the past 4 or 5 years, Holly,
I looked at my Facebook memories because I was like, Miguel's been hosting this New Year's party for quite some time. And it's actually been since I think the first one you hosted was the year that you and Abe got together, which is
2017.
Yes. And so we came to that one and I think that was the first one. And that would have been when Maya was 4, I think. I think she was 4. Because that was also the year that my mom had the brain surgery originally. And so we were sort of like making our way in the world as a new family. And was it 4? So she was little, 4 years old. And we came over much earlier too, because she was 4. So I think we probably stopped by at like 7:30 that year.
Yeah, like I think we hadn't even changed into like our real clothes for the night because we were still like putting stuff together.
And we were dressed because we always come from like a hibachi dinner. That's always my thing. And so I don't think we've missed a party in the years that you've hosted it, but we just get there early. We bring Maya and we get there early and then we leave early because I always have Maya on New Year's Eve.
But one of my favorite things to do is we would do our like fake countdown for her for midnight. And then we would all get like little milk mixers or whatever, like cranberry juice
and little noisemakers.
Yeah, and we do like a countdown, and like we sort of rehearse for the countdown we do later on in the night.
Right.
And we get to be like, Happy New Year.
We would do the count it's like 8 p.m. and we're counting down like it's midnight, but it's like so Maya can have a midnight countdown.
Right. So like I was like ready to go. I was like ready to get it done and do everything, and then you were like, she knows that it's not midnight. She's 10. She doesn't. The jig is up.
The jig is up. And I was like, she was petitioning hard this year to stay up till midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So she don't want to do a countdown at like 9 because she's like, I want the real thing.
Give me the real shit.
And so I was like, and Miguel's like, oh, is she too old? And I'm like, I think maybe. And I asked her, I was like, did you want to do the countdown? And she's like, no, thank you. And she was like, that's lame and babyish.
It's happening.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so it's one of those moments where like I had the music queued up and I was like, oh, let me put my phone away. Sorry. We won't be doing it.
I know. It's like the thing where you realize you pick up your kid for the last time and you don't know it's the last time until you realize it's the last time. And then ultimately we got home and she felt bad. She's like, should I have just done that? Because like Uncle Miguel really want to do it. I'm like, no. I'm like, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. And she did end up staying up till midnight, kind of. She did pass out a little bit around like weirdly like 11:30. She made it so far. And then I woke her up right before midnight. So we did she did see midnight for the first time. And I talked to my fiance and he's like, we're in a new ball game now. Ooh. Now she wants to stay up. Now we have to plan for like a full evening of Maya instead of her going to bed and then him and I having our little charcuterie. Now it's like Maya's gonna be there. So
teenager.
Different.
Preteen.
Things are happening. Yeah, tween.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad she had a good New Year. So maybe we'll have to come up with like a new tradition or something for her to do if y'all, come over and not a countdown, but do something.
Yeah, something. I don't know what. Because she was, the outfits were great at your party, by the way, but also for a 10-year-old, she was like, that's a lot. I'm like, no, that is a lot. That is a lot. But that's why we didn't stay late because I was like, a 10-year-old doesn't need to be at this party, and the people at this party don't need a 10-year-old at this party. Like, I am very hyper aware that like when you walk in the door and you see a kid, you're like, what the fuck is this? So that's why. And I was gonna stay until 9:30 actually, or whatever time it was. And then if like 15 minutes before that, my fiance's like, I think probably it's time for us to go. There's more people coming and they don't want to see a kid here. And I'm like, nope, got it. Let's go.
Like, let's go. Let's
go. Grab a Doritos. Let's go. So thank you for letting us come over though.
Absolutely. We'll come up with a different tradition for next year, but it was a Barbie themed New Year's and the costumes were just amazing. I'm going to put together either a reel or a post or something later today on my Instagram at Miguel Fuller. You can see it because I feel like we come up with a theme and then I'm always lackluster because I'm just not that creative when it comes to outfits, but all of my friends are, and I really do it just to see what they come up with because they're always amazing and they just slayed it. It was so great.
Yeah.
So I'll have pictures posted a little bit later. Producer Kelvin, what's your social media?
At Kelvin Live, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
Holly?
Radio Holly on all the things.
Mine is at Miguel Fuller. You can find me everywhere. We'll be y'all.
It's
time.
We gotta go.
It's time. It's time.
This was too much for the first day.
Literally,
okay,
I'm like,
gingerly come back in.
My mouth is not working like it does normally.
Oh.
All right, we'll see you Friday. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeart